Hey, hello there, how are you doing? So in this video we are going to discuss about a very interesting concept that is called as a pointer to pointers. Okay, now before directly jumping on to the code, let's first understand this concept with the help of an example that we have seen at the beginning of this module. So let me just quickly give you a revisit to that example, and by that example we'll try to understand this concept. So in that example that we have seen at the beginning of this module, there was this guy whose name was Adam, right? So this was Adam. Adam went to an expo and there he met with boss 3. Now let's not discuss about boss 1 and boss 2. They are of no use right now for this example, okay? So there he met with this guy whose name was boss 3. Now everyone he's meeting with, everyone is going to have some mobile number, right? So this boss 3 was having a mobile number that is 98 something something. Okay, but this boss 3 was not directly comfortable giving his mobile number to Adam because he was a busy person and he didn't wanted to share his mobile number with his clients. So that's why what he did is he had a manager. So what he did is he asked his manager to give his mobile number to Adam. Okay, so this is his manager, and manager was having some mobile number 93 something something. And boss 3 asked this manager to give his mobile number to Adam. Now what Adam is having? Adam is having one card, and on that card he has number of the managers. So let me write it over here. Now what is this card? This card is nothing but a pointer. What is this address? This is nothing but an address of manager. Okay. Now this manager, as he is a manager of boss 3, so this manager is actually having mobile number of boss 3. Okay, so this manager is having one card, so this card is nothing but a pointer, and on this card he has a number of his boss, that is 98 something something. So this is the hierarchy that you are seeing right now. So this is nothing but exactly what we have to discuss in this video. This is nothing but a pointer to a pointer. How this is a pointer to a pointer? See, this card is nothing but a pointer to another pointer. How? Let's understand. See, this card is a pointer. Okay, pointer to what? So let me just change color of my pen. See, this card is pointer to this variable. This boss 3 is nothing but one variable. Okay, so this card is a pointer to this variable. So this is a pointer, right? And this card is a pointer to this card. See, Adam, what he has to do, he has to first connect with manager, and then manager will connect to his boss. So basically Adam has an address of this manager and manager has an address of boss. Okay, so as manager has an address of one boss, so this card is basically a pointer, and as Adam has address of this card, so basically it is a pointer to a pointer. Yeah, so this is a simple explanation of pointer to a pointer. Now let's quickly go to the Visual Studio Code and let's see how we can actually create pointer to a pointer from programming. Okay, so let's go to the Visual Studio Code. Okay, now to get started, what we will do, we will create one variable. Okay, and that variable is going to be a boss 3. Okay, something like that. So just try to map this example with the example that we have seen. Okay, so just try to map this code with the example that we have seen and you will get a clear idea about what is a pointer to a pointer. So let's create one variable. Let me create an integer type variable. So let me name it as ivar. Let's also initialize it with value, let's say 10. Okay, now let's create a pointer to this ivar. So for that we have to write int star, okay, followed by name of the pointer. It is going to be pointer to ivar. So I'll write it as pivar is equal to address of ivar. Correct? So this is pivar is nothing but a pointer to ivar variable. Now, so if we see it from the example point of view, so this is nothing but our boss 3 and this pivar is nothing but our manager. Okay, now this pivar is also one variable. So pivar is also a variable. It is a special variable, that is a pointer variable, but still it is a variable, right? And we can store its address in another variable, and that variable in which we will store address of this variable, it will be called as pointer to a pointer. Why it is pointer to a pointer? Because the address which that variable is going to store, it is going to be an address of another pointer variable. That's why it is going to be called as a pointer to a pointer. Okay, that is it is. Now there is one thing, one important thing. What is the data type of this variable, that is ivar? So data type of this variable is nothing but integer. Okay, so it is int. Now if I ask you what is data type of this variable, that is pivar, what is data type of pivar? So data type of pivar is nothing but int star. See, whenever we are declaring any variable, whatever we write on the left side of it, that is nothing but a data type of that variable. So what is data type of a pointer variable? Data type of a pointer variable is data type of a variable whose address it is going to store followed by star. Okay, so if we have a pointer to a character variable, then what is going to be its data type? Its data type is going to be char star. If we have pointer to, let's say, double variable, then what is going to be its data type? Its data type is going to be double star. So I hope now you are very clear with what is data type of a pointer variable. Data type of a pointer variable is data type of a variable whose address that pointer is storing followed by star. In this case, pivar is a pointer variable and it is storing address of ivar, which is of type integer. That's why data type of pivar is int star. Okay, now let's create a pointer to pointer. Let's create a pointer which will store address of pivar. Okay, so let's see what is going to be its syntax. Syntax is same as it is pointer only, so syntax is going to be same. What we have to do first? First we have to write data type of a variable whose address we have to store. So in this case, whose address we are going to store? We are going to store address of pivar. What is its data type? Its data type is int star. So first we have to write int star. That is the data type of the variable whose address we have to store. Followed by that we have to write star, because we are creating pointer to that, right? So that's why I am writing star. Okay, so it becomes int star star. Int star is the data type of pivar. Star we are giving because it is a pointer. Okay, and then let's name it something. So let me name it as, let's say, pointer to pivar. Okay, so let me name it as pivar. That's it. That is a pointer declaration. Let's also initialize it in the same line. So let me also write is equal to, in this case we will put address of pivar in here, right? So we'll write address of pivar. Great, I mean we just created a pointer to a pointer. Okay, now let's quickly go to the whiteboard and let's see how this hierarchy is getting created. What is the structure that is getting created? So let's quickly jump onto the whiteboard. Okay, so initially we have one variable, that is var. Okay, its name is ivar. Okay, so let me write it over here, ivar. Initially it is having value as 10. Okay, so we are creating one variable, that is ivar, and we are initializing it with value 10, right? So this variable is going to have some address, right? So let's assume that its address is, let's say, 100. This is its address. Okay, let's assume that it is 100. Now what we are doing, we are declaring one pointer variable whose name is pivar. So pivar is nothing but a pointer. Pointer to which variable? It is pointer to ivar variable. So what it is going to have? What is going to be its value? Its value is going to be 100. It is going to contain 100. Why it is going to contain 100 as its value? Because address of ivar is 100 and pivar is storing address of ivar. So it is going to have 100 at its value. Cool, it's very easy. Now as pivar is a pointer and as it is a variable, so it is also going to have some address. Let's assume that its address is 200. Okay, now as this pivar is also having an address that is 200, now as the next step what we are doing, we are creating one more pointer and name of that pointer is ppivar. Now what this ppivar is storing? This ppivar is storing address of pivar. Okay, it is storing address of pivar. And what is address of pivar? Address of pivar is 200. Okay, so this ppivar is nothing but a pointer to pivar. That is it. Okay, I hope now you have understood how this entire hierarchy or how this chain of pointers to pointers is getting created. So pivar is a pointer to ivar, ppivar is pointer to pivar. Now let's discuss about their data types. See, this ivar is of int data type This pi var is of int star data type, as it is pointer to int. That's why we are writing int followed by star. This ppi var is of int star star data type, as it is pointer to int star, and as it is pointer, that's why we are adding one more star. Now one question to you, can we also create another pointer to this variable, that is ppi var? See, this ppi var is also an variable, and even this will have some address. Let's assume it is 300. Can we create one more variable which will store 300 address, which is address of ppi var, and let's say I am naming it as triple pi var. So can we create another pointer that with name triple pi var, which will store address of ppi var? Is it feasible? What do you think? Just try to think on it. The answer to this question is yes. We can create one more pointer with name triple pi var, which will store address of ppi var, which is 300 in this case. And what will be the syntax? Okay, let's see what will be the syntax. Let's write it over here only. So what is the data type of a variable whose address we want to store? It is int star star. Okay, so it is int star star, and we have to create pointer to it. So that's why we have to add one more star, and then we have to write name of a pointer. Name of the pointer in this case is triple pi var, and to initialize it, we have to write equal to address of ppi var. That's it. That simple it is. Once you are familiar with the syntax, once we are good with the syntax, then no one can stop you in pointer concept. Okay, so this is the third level of pointer. See, this is first level pointer, this is second level pointer, and this is third level pointer. Okay, and what is its data type? Its data type is int triple star. So data type of first level pointer is int star. Data type of second level pointer is int star star. Data type of third level pointer is int triple star. Can we have fourth level as well? Yes, we can have fourth level. We can have multiple levels of pointer. There is no restriction on how many number of levels you can have in pointer to pointers chain. Okay. So what is going to be the data type of fourth level of pointer? It is going to be int 4 times star. What is going to be data type of 10th level of pointer? That is going to be int followed by 10 times star. Okay, in this way it works basically. So I hope now you are very clear with this concept, that is how this pointer to pointer works. Okay, so let's quickly go back to the Visual Studio Code, and on the Visual Studio Code we'll try to replicate the same structure that we have created over here. Okay, so here we have ppi var. Let's create triple pi var. So for that we have to write int followed by 3 stars followed by triple pi var. That is name of our third pointer, and it is going to store address of ppi var, right? So for that we have to write and ppi var. Okay, so triple pi var is storing address of ppi var. Now let's quickly see if everything is working properly. So for that, let's print few things. Let's first print what is address of ivar. Okay, so I'll write address of ivar is equal to, it is and ivar followed by endl. Okay, now let's see what are the contents of pivar. So for that, let me write pivar is equal to, we have to print contents of pivar, so I'll write pivar. Okay, now let's see what is address of pivar. So let me write address of pivar is equal to and pivar. Okay, let me write and over here. Now let's see what is there in ppivar. So let's print what is there in ppivar. And finally, let's see what is address of ppivar. Okay, so let's print address of ppivar. So here also we have to append and operator. So it will print address of ppivar, and at the end what we'll do is we'll print contents of triple pivar. Okay, so let's print what is there in triple pivar. Let's predict. Okay, let's first predict what should be there. See, let's assume that address of ivar is 100, so here it should print 100.
So as pivar is storing address of ivar, so here also it should give us same output, that is 100. This is assumption, right? Originally when we'll execute the program, these addresses may differ. Now if address of pivar, let's say it is 200, so here it should give us output as 200, right? And as we are storing address of pivar in ppivar, so here also we should get output as 200. Now let's assume that address of ppivar is let's say 300, so here we should get 300 as the output. And as triple pivar is also storing address of ppivar, that's why here also we should get same output, that is 300. Okay, now let's quickly compile this code and let's see what we get output, what we get when we'll execute this code. Okay, so let's quickly compile this code and let's execute it. So you can see the first two addresses are same, that is E14, they are ending with E14. Okay, so that is something like 100. Then you can see the next two addresses are same, ending with E08, that is similar to 200. And then last two addresses are also same, that is ending with E00, that is similar to our 300. Okay, so basically our pointers chain is getting created. Okay, so yeah, I mean that was how we can create pointer to pointer, how we can create pointer to pointer to pointer. Okay, like that, and we can do it like infinitely. Okay, so that was it for this video. In the next video we are going to start with few operations on the pointer, and from next video actually you will start getting a basic idea about why exactly we are working with pointers, why exactly we are dealing with pointers. Okay, so see you in the next video.